Hello. So for today, we are going to be talking about choosing a reasonable product for each of these expressions. Now, I know that you're going to be tempted to just want to multiply this out and then find the number that would be reasonable, but we really want you to try to focus on just using some strategies to figure out which one would be that reasonable answer. Instead of myself writing out the answer for it after I have gone through the problem, then you can pause the video and you can go ahead and write your reasoning as to why did you choose that number. So we're going to look at letter A, and we've got 2 5/10 times 4. Okay, now if I multiply that out, yes, I could figure out the answer. However, I want to figure out basically an estimation, rounding, or not a rounding, sorry, an estimation or a reasonable product. So what I'm going to do actually is I'm just going to take a look at this 2 and this 4. Well, what is 2 times 4? Okay, 2 times 4 equals 8. So if I were to look at my three choices, is 1/10 close to 8? Is 1 close to 8? Is 10 close to 8? Or is 100 close to 8? Okay, 10 would be the closest thing to that number 8. So that is how I'm going to be choosing this reasonable number. I want you to pause the video and go ahead and write your reason for why we chose this problem, or that answer. Moving on to letter B, I have this again. I've got 3 14/100, and I'm going to multiply it by 7. Okay, so if I were to kind of look at this, I could say, well, 3 times 7, that's going to equal 21. And so I know that I'm going to have some things kind of after this decimal place value holder. I don't really need to worry about, well, let's estimate what the 14 times 7 is. I know that my nearest whole number is going to be that 21. So if I were to read this answer, I've got 2,198. Is that close to 21? Is 219 8/10, is that close to 21? Is 21 98/100, is that close to 21? Or is 2 198,000 close to 21? 21 98/100 would be the closest thing to that 21. So that would be your reasonable answer. You can go ahead and pause the video and write out your reasoning below. We're going to go ahead and move on to letter C. We have 8 times 6 22 thousandths. Now again, what I would do is I would look at this 8 and this 6, that whole number. What is 8 times 6? Well, 8 times 6 is going to be 48. And I'm going to have some things after that decimal, but I probably don't really, since I'm looking for this reasonable answer, I can just kind of look at this whole number of 48. So here are all 4 of my choices that I have. I have 4 and 8,176 10,000ths. I have 48 and 176 thousandths. I have 481 and 76 hundredths. Or I have 4,817 and 6/10. Which one would be closer to that 48? Okay, if you chose this as your answer, you are correct. Go ahead and pause the video right now and write in your reasoning for why we chose that. Now moving on to this next one. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to look at this 9 and this 5. So what is 9 times 5? Well, 9 times 5 is 45. Okay, so here are all my choices. I have 493 and 2/10, 49 and 32 hundredths, 4 and 932 thousandths, or 4,932 10,000ths. Now, none of these answers are close, or say 45. You know, all the other problems, it was really nice because, oh, well, here's 48, there's 48, here's 21, there's 21. We kind of have to do what we did up on number 1, where we said, okay, well, this answer is 8, but 10 was close. So I have 493, 49, 4, and then 0. So which one would be closer to that 45? That is correct. 49 and 32 hundredths would be more of that reasonable answer. I'm going to have you pause this problem, and I want you to go ahead and write in the reason why we chose that answer.